Hello my Wolfpack and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Competitive Guide video. So today we're covering Tornadus, specifically Tornadus Incarnate form, and there will be a separate video for Tornadus Therian form. So today we've got 3 sets, but before we start, if you can scroll down, click that like button, also click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Only about 20% of the people watching my videos have subscribed, so please make sure you're doing that. I would really appreciate it. But today, as I said, we've got 3 sets for Tornadus I, and I'm going to just jump straight in. So the first set I've gone for is a Nasty Plot Life Orb set. Now, if you've been watching these for a while, you know that I really like the idea of raising our stats and then having the Life Orb on top of it to help boost. You can always go for things like Leftovers, which helps you to heal yourself up, or you could go for things like Heavy Duty Boots on these kind of sets, because Tornadus is affected by the rocks, for example. Prankster has our ability. Now, honestly, with this set, Prankster and Defiant, the abilities don't really work too well, but we have got Prankster working quite nicely to increase the status move tab priority. So, for example, with Nasty Plot, we have an increased priority there. And Defiant, whilst we would love to use it, having the attack raised by 2 stats makes no difference in this scenario. So, Prankster is slightly better, but albeit not necessarily remotely better, really. Okay, so move-wise, we've got Nasty Plot doubling our special attack from 349 to 698, an absolutely gigantic special attack stat at that point, meaning that this could definitely, after a little bit of chip damage on a lot of different Pokemon, but it could definitely be getting those hits, getting those KOs, and having quite nice speed at base 111 means that it can do all of that without taking too much damage, hopefully, unless there are things like Coco or Regieleki in the back waiting for you. Other moves, you've got Air Slash. Air Slash, powerful flying type attack, boosted by Stab, hits a lot of different Pokemon for quite a bit of damage. You could always go for Hurricane if you're running more of a rain team. So, for example, if you're pairing this with Politoed, that could work really nicely for you. But I've gone for Air Slash just as a secondary idea here. But again, as I said, Hurricane, really good choice. Just with the chance to miss, can be a little bit dangerous to use. We've got Grass Knot, which is a powerful grass type attack. It can hit things like rock types, it can hit ground types, it can hit water types, which often cover with an ice type attack as well. So Grass Knot can do a lot of damage to a lot of different Pokemon. And finally, Sludge Wave, because poison type attacks typically can do damage to quite a few different Pokemon. Grass types, for example, you've got Fairy types, which obviously are very common because they're a very powerful type. So you've got really good coverage moves there as well, as long as a stab move and the ability to raise up your stats. EVs, I've gone for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. In this scenario, I would recommend for going for as much speed as you possibly can. That allows you to outspeed as many Pokemon as you can. You could always go for the modest nature, but I personally think having more speed would work out slightly better than having more special attack, but you can make the argument for either way, and if you're running, for example, a Tailwind Pokemon in your team as well, then that can work really nicely for you. Moving on to our second set, we have got more of a supportive set, and this time Prankster does work quite nicely. So we have Leftovers, allowing us to heal ourselves up. Again, Heavy Duty Boots is a really good option here. Move-wise, we have got Knock Off, powerful dark type attack. It's a lot of Pokemon and can also get rid of their items. Now, Pokemon without their items, a lot of them become a lot weaker. You cannot miss the opportunity to use Knock Off in some cases. So, for example, if you have a Conkeldurr with Flame Orb, getting that Knock Off before Flame Orb activates, it's quite difficult to do. But if you can do that, it will definitely work nicely. We've also got Defog to get rid of any hazards, because hazards we do know are very, very common. Things like spikes, toxic spikes, stealth rocks can be really common and can cause a lot of disruption to your team. So Defog to get rid of them. Again, if you've gone with the Heavy Duty Boots here as well, that allows you to not take damage but to be able to get rid of them quite easily. Just be cautious that you do get rid of your own hazards at the same time of using Defog, so think about that before using it. We've then got Tailwind. Tailwind allows you to double the speed of your team for 4 turns, and then your next turn you can get out of there, because Tornadus doesn't really need the Tailwind too much. It's not going to be taking up many Pokemon, but a lot of the slower Pokemon do have the higher attack stats. So one Pokemon that always comes to mind when I think about high attack and low speed is Conkeldurr. If we can get that double speed there, it doesn't outspeed too many more Pokemon, but it outspeeds enough Pokemon that it makes it worthwhile. And that second turn, rather than just having to switch out, you can use a U-turn, which can get you out into a different Pokemon. If you've got a faster Pokemon, you'll take a little bit of damage, meaning your second Pokemon is preserved. But if you've got faster than the other Pokemon, you have got the upper hand if they switch, for example. And you've also got the ability to potentially break things like sashes, because they can be pretty common. EV's got max attack and max speed with a jolly nature, so more speed, less special attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Now you can run this as max speed and max HP if you wanted to. That would allow for you to have much more of a supportive set and be able to live as many moves as possible. It's up to you what you decide to go for with your EVs here. Finally, moving on to the third Tornadus, this is more focusing on a Dynamax variant. So on here, I've changed the ability to Defiant. It doesn't really matter that it's Defiant, but I just wanted to show off the fact it does get Defiant as well. If you want to go for a physical variant, you can always try that out as well. Now on here, we've got leftovers allowing us to heal ourselves up, but you could go for a variety of different things. You could go for things like Red Card, which will cause the opposing Pokemon to switch out into something else. You could go for any assortment of berries. You could go Life Orb. You could go Choice Specs even. Lots of different options. Now move-wise, Sludge Wave turns to Max Ooze, increasing up your special attack by 1 stage. You've got Hurricane, which turns to Max Airstream, increasing up your speed by 1 stage. Heat Wave, you can set up the Sun if you need the Sun for any reason. So for example, you have a Water-type Pokemon coming in, you can half their attack power. And you also have Grass Knot as a bit of coverage here. You can set up the grassy terrain just in case you have a Pokemon that, for example, Colossal, that's really weak to ground-type moves, and there is a strong ground-type Pokemon such as Excadrill on the opposing team. EVs, I've gone for max special attack and max speed with a timid nature, so more speed, less attack, and 4 EVs in special defense. Try and go for this as fast as possible, so I put the timid on there, but you could also go for the modest on there as well if you wanted to. But that is all for Tornadus Incarnate form. I'm going to finish off the episode here, so I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Anyways, I'm out of here, so have a good one, and I will see you soon.